Good morning, my friends. Good morning. It's that day. It's Thursday morning. I'm super excited to take it to the mat. It's time for us to take it to the mat. I got a show today that's kind of chock full of, I'm going to kind of do one of these, move around. And I promise you, I always come together at the end. I give you nuggets. I give you something to pull on, something to rattle in your mind, something to take you through the day. But today's kind of funny because today's kind of leading up to something I want to just talk about. I'm going back to my high school days a little bit. Take it to the mat, baby. Take it to the mat. The mat. Everybody know what a mat is? The mat, like on the floor, it's a mat. Something that you walk on. Somebody would say to you, I don't want to be your doormat. Well, I don't want to be a doormat to anybody either. But the mat is the mat. It lays on the ground. It's got a job. Just to take a beating. The mat gets walked on. Mat is there to protect the floor in the house, floor on outside the house, protect from dirt. But there's other kinds of mats. The mat I'm talking about this morning is the grappler's mat, the wrestler's mat. Maybe we all didn't wrestle. I mean, professionally, like WWE at the donut capital of the world. Macho Randy Savage. That kind of wrestle, there's a mat, there's a wrestling mat, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Take it to the mat, baby. When I was a kid, I was a wrestler, and every time we would go out there to practice, we would practice across from the basketball players. And the basketball players, they're great athletes, don't get me wrong, but there was no way that they wanted to get on the mat with us. So we would pull them on the mat and then we'd wrestle them and make them understand that wrestling is the true sport, right? It's the true sport. It's the sport that really defines a man, a wrestler, right? Well, anyways, I want to tell you about taking things to the mat today. I want to talk to you about where you are and how you're going to do it. How's everybody doing out there? Let me see. Jason, get it on. Debbie, Luther, Captain Luther, Abby, Matt Raymer. Love to see you, Jason. Good start this morning. Take it to the mat. Well, I want to just kind of start off this morning by saying, man, I had a great day yesterday. I can't tell you the energy we had on the Zoom call at the Tiki Hut Retreat Zoom call last night. I missed some of you, but there's a recording. Abby, she's on it right now. Hey, Abby, put the Zoom call on the morning show that we're here right now. Maybe you can put the link right up here before we get off. So some of those I know have been texting me and asking me, can I get a recording? Can I get a recording? Had a good time. Abby did a great job. We had the guests on there and we talked about the agenda, things are going on. But listen, I want to just set up today. Take it to the mat, baby. Take it to the mat, baby. And here's what I want to talk to you about this morning. As I kind of set this up, my example for taking it to the mat is my granddaughter, Nora K. Shrite. So I want you to know a little bit about my granddaughter here as I set this story up. She's a sweet child. She is like, I don't know, one of the sweetest things you could ever hope for in a child. I kind of want to get in the picture with her a little bit here because she is awesome, and I want y'all to see this. But Nora is awesome. So I was with Nora and Judah the other day, and we were all over at the house, and Nora, she's been kind of my rock star grandson. All my grandsons. I mean, I got Sailor, my oldest, and he lives with me. He's a great man. I love him. He's turning 9. A lot of you grown up with him a little bit. And then Judah came along, and Judah, he was a rascal for sure. Kind of an introvert. Now he's becoming more of an extrovert, and he's actually a jiu-jitsu. He's a wrestler. His father's a wrestler, taking it to the mat. Those two are taking that. But Nora is there, and she's the only girl, so she's got a different spot, and she's just like always Papa's girl. But so I just want to tell you a little bit about Nora and taking it to the mat. I started thinking, man, I just love her so much. I just want to put her in my pocket and take her everywhere I go. And I was over at the house the other day visiting my daughter Kendra, and Derek was there, her husband, and then little Jakin. He's a year old now, and he's a wrestler, man. I mean, I can't. I'm gonna have to do a whole This guy just tear. I don't know. I don't know if they need to punish him more or love him more or do something more. But man, he is like. He's into everything all the time, unlike the other two. Nora is the best, right? So Nora is like Papa's, and I went over there, and she always runs and gives me a hug and says Papa and makes me feel so special. And we make ourselves, feel good about things like that. Joy, man. Well, anyway, she gave me lots of love and then lots of attention, and Jakin was tearing things up, and Judah wanted to wrestle a little bit. It was all good. And I was leaving, and Nora always runs to the door, gives me a hug. Bye, Papa. I love you. And she's just the best about that. All the grandkids. And as I was leaving and walking out the door, I heard this. I looked around, and there she was. I was looking in the picture window of the house they live in. And she was looking me out the window, right? And I'm like, oh, Nora, I can't get enough of Papa. So she reaches out there and she's knocking on the window, and she's kind of doing a half-hearted wave. She's looking at me, and I'm like, oh, Nora wants a special moment with Papa, right? And so no one's around. It doesn't matter. And I'm just, who cares? You're Papa. And I look at her and I go like, and she looks at me like, like, and I'm just making, I know I'm making, but I just want her to know I love her, and I'm seeing about it. And she started looking at me like, what? What? And then all of a sudden she stops and she turns around and she puts her butt on the window and she goes, doody, 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 doody. And she jumps off the couch in the living room and leaves me sitting there with my heart and my heart laying it out to my entire heart of all my emotions. And I was like this grown up, like, taking it to the mat. I mean, I went for it all and gave her all my 58-year-old of emotions. And she gave me this duck butt waddle and left me hanging in the street. I took it to the mat though, baby. And Nora, you started off cute. You kept getting cuter, and then you just keep getting cute and loving Papa. And there you are. And then this is you. And then this is you. And then, you give me the butt waddle. Well, Nora K, I'm telling you right now, you and your little butt waddle, I guess I'll just keep putting up with it because I love you that much. But I took it to the mat for you. I was willing to give you all my emotions. I was willing to give you the embarrassing side of things. So what does it mean to take it to the mat? I thought, how could I kind of talk to you about the acronyms? And we do a lot of fun things with acronyms. And so one of the things I want to just kind of give you a test. Does everybody know what EOD stands for? EOD. Right? We know what EOD stands for. Everybody know what EOD stands for? End of day. Everybody know what LOL stands for? Come on, somebody. Laugh out loud. How about ASAP? Right? As soon as possible. How about BHAG? BHAG. 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 Big, hairy, audacious goal, right? Give me another one. How about ATL? How about ATL right here? ATL. What's that stand for? Atlanta Airport. How about DFW? Dallas Airport. How about, come on, everybody's got to know the LAX, right? Los Angeles Airport. MIA? Not missing in action, but it's Miami Airport. And last but not least, YYZ. That's Toronto's airport. So, anyways, those are just kind of acronyms, and I just want to play along because MAT is obviously an acronym. You know, I speak by acronyms. I like to teach by acronyms, and I like to coach by acronyms. We learned the difference between teaching and coaching yesterday. Teaching is learning something new. Coaching is making you better at the thing that we've just taught you. Today, I want to teach you about leaving it on the mat. MAT stands for something. Does everybody know what this stands for? IQ, intelligence quotient. I want to talk to you briefly about that. And does anyone else understand what EQ is? EQ is another acronym for emotional quotient, emotion quotient. Well, so these are things that we talk about. And IQ is kind of one of those things that everybody talks about in an acronym. And just as I lead you into that, I want you to understand IQ is not directly proportional to the success of your life in this business world that we're talking about. Matter of fact, it's converse to the success of most entrepreneurs, as we just take a sidestep over there in regarding IQ and EQ. Emotional quotient tends to be more of a success meter for money and success in businesses than IQ. I don't know that Albert Einstein, who scored a 160, had a high IQ, but I don't know how much money he ever made. He did change the world for sure. I know Elon Musk is one of those rare people that has a high IQ and has changed the world and made a lot of money. But most often, we're going to talk about attitude today a little bit. And that's where the money's made in your business. That's where the money's made in your life. That's where the money's made in life, is that your attitude, this risk quotient. We should have an RQ, risk quotient, right? Maybe we can have a quotient ERQ, right? Educated risk quotient, meaning like you're not taking stupid risks, but you're taking good risks. You're not afraid to take some risk, start your own company, build your own world, have your own retirement, that type of thing. So let's take it to the mat, baby. Let's take it down to funky town. Let me see. I got some. Here we go. Let's take it to the mat, baby. Let's get it on like Donkey Kong. Let's let it rip like potato chip. I want you to take it to the mat. I want you to understand that when we take it to the mat, we're doing three things. The number one thing with taking it to the mat, we let this awesome music run its course, is motivation. When you want to take somebody to the mat, you want to take yourself to the mat. You want to take an attitudinal disorder to the mat. You want to take a challenge to the mat. When you want to drag that person off the basketball court and you want to wrestle them and show them who's dominant, or you want to show them that you're worthy, you want to show them that you have meaning, you want to show them that you're part of this world too, man. You want to take it to the mat. You want to take them to the mat. You want to take yourself to the mat. You want to take the issue to the mat. You got to go right to the place where it gets done. I know a lot of friends are in Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, all those kind of things, martial arts. That's a very physical thing. And I just want you to have the imagery. I'm not telling you to go out there and punch anybody. I'm just telling you, but you have to be willing to take it to the damn mat. You got to be willing to get in the arena, right? The metaphor of the arena. And so when you want to go to the mat, you got to be motivated. And here's the thing. I just want to share with you. I know a lot of you are coming to the Tiki Hut retreat, and I know a lot of you listen to me, and I really, really appreciate it. But when you go to the mat, there's only one place that you can get motivation, sustainable motivation. And I can motivate you. I can encourage you. And I've been told I do that on a regular basis. I know it's part of my job. But at the end of the day, only you can be motivated to go to the arena. Only you can be motivated. You can only motivate yourself. I can motivate you to do something, but my job is to motivate you to motivate yourself to do something. You know, Jesus taught fishermen to fish. I need to teach you how to motivate yourself, because I can't be there with you. Tony Robbins can't be there with you when the decision-making time happens. You know, Grant Cardone can't be in the back seat of your car with you. Joel Osteen or any of these other prolific Pastor Hager, any of these people, they can't be with you all the time in your life. And I just want you to understand my job is to motivate you to learn how to motivate yourself, because if you're going to go to the mat, you're going to go to the arena, you're going to go to the thing in life, you're going to take it to the mat with your business. Man, you got to be able to motivate yourself. You got to be willing to risk it, right? You got to be willing to go like this in public. Be willing to look foolish. Be willing to lose the emotional battle with a 3-year-old, right? Be willing to have your tail hanging out in the middle of a street and cars going by and you're making silly baby faces at a child who decides to turn around and give you the duck walk waddle. I mean, come on. If you're going to take it to the mat, you got to let it all go. You got to let it all out. You can't go in there thinking, well, I don't want to look stupid, or I don't want to not look cool. I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just, you got to be willing to lose the deal to make the deal. There's no way around it, my friends. If you're going to take it to the mat, you got to be willing to lose the deal to make the deal. You got to be aggressive in the fact that you're going to take it to the mat. You're going to take a competitor to the mat. You're going to compete against a person in the mat. You're going to learn on the mat. And here's the thing, you're going to lose on the mat. I was a wrestler. I lost on the mat. The first time I went out and wrestled in varsity, I almost lost every match. It was awful. But by the time I was a senior, I almost won every one of them. Because I learned to get outside myself. I got better at the craft, and I was willing to go on. I had butterflies every time, but I went on that mat. Greatest thing that ever happened to me was losing on the mat, winning on the mat, competing on the mat. You got to take it to the mat. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is you have to learn to motivate yourself to compete. You have to motivate yourself to get in the arena. You have to motivate yourself to take that first step, right? Only you can motivate you. I can teach you to motivate yourself. I can motivate yourself for a moment, but I need to teach you, right? And this is some things we're going to talk about in the last. Now, the next letter I want to talk to you about is A. We all talk about attitude. It fits in a lot of it's my number one A word, right? Well, little Nora, she had attitude, man. She was like, I don't need to deal with this goofy guy making faces at me in the window. She took it to the mat. I took it to the mat. She took it to the mat, and she turned around and she did the duck walk away. Like, I got no time for this crazy goo gaga guy. I don't know what he's doing out there. I don't know. Take it to the mat, baby. Nora did. I did. I walked away a little humble. I lost on the mat with Nora. It's not the only time I've lost on the mat, but at the end of the day, I motivated myself. And I see many, many of you out there motivating yourself to come to the Tiki Hut, to step it up a little bit, get out there in an area that you're not comfortable, being willing to get out there with Nick Walenda and walk on a wire, right? You're harnessed up, but still, man, confronting a fear, you got to get on the mat. This is the beauty of the Tiki Hut Retreat. It's not just a conference where you sit and listen to speaker after speaker after speaker saying the same story of how they made it through life and how they've conquered this and how they had a problem in their relationship and they overcame and all. It's all the same. I get it. I overcame stuff too. Everybody, listen, that they overcame great stuff. You overcame great stuff. I'll put you on the stage. You tell me what you overcame. But at the end of the day, at this event, we're going to teach you to overcome. We're going to teach you to face your fears. We're going to teach you, right, to capture those dreams. And we're going to immerse you in real action activities to get those things done. Attitude. That's what attitude does for you. Attitude says, I am going to do this. Attitude says, I got this done before I even started. Attitude is the idea that I can motivate myself through difficult times. Attitude ain't going to do much for you at all when you won the lottery ticket. Hell, everybody's got great attitude when they win $5 million and they don't think they got to work the rest of their life until they find out in 3 years they lose it all. They spend it all. I don't know what they do with it. I watch some of those shows. But attitude isn't hard when you got it going on like Donkey Kong. Attitude is when you got to get on the mat. Right? Like my friend Gary Arblaster in Financial 41. 41 Financial is the name of his company, 41 Financial. And man, I think he's going to be on the show tomorrow, but his sign was on the promo of this show because he took it to the mat with attitude. He took it to the mat, right? Because he finally motivated, and I helped coach him. He's a great guy. He's going to tell you the same. It took a push. It took a pull. It took a prod to say, okay, get out of the land of quo. Go out there and open your office and build this amazing disc organization called 41 Financial, teaching people how to invest with their personality types. I'm so proud of Gary Arblaster. I can't even see straight. Man, I hope he can find some time to find us tomorrow. He called me this morning. He said he'd like to be on. I had asked him to be on, and we'll see. But that's why his sign's on it, because he took it to the mat. Nora took it to the mat and dusted me, right? I took it to the mat with Nora, got dusted. But every business I've opened, I've taken it to the mat. I've motivated myself to do that. Gary Arblaster finally got the urge and to get out of the land of quo, put this beautiful sign together, and start aggregating marginal gains in a client base. Awesome. So proud of Gary. Attitude. Take it to the mat. Motivate yourself. I want to teach you to motivate yourself. Attitude. You need it when chips are down. You need it when things aren't good. Attitude is what you got to draw upon and your fuel reserve when you're going to go do something you don't want to do. Damn it. I mean, that's exactly what it is. You need attitude to do the things you don't want to do. Attitude. Man. Little Nora had attitude. Gary Arblaster has attitude. I saw 20 people on a Zoom call last night with some amazing attitude. Abby did a phenomenal job. Her attitude was great. These people are motivated to not only come and learn and grow on the mat, but to push the attitude to another level. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is T in this acronym that we learned that so many people understand, between IQ, EQ, Dallas, Atlanta. I mean, this is just the way we teach. It's the way we talk in America. Words are too lengthy. Matt, T, teachable. I mean, I can't tell you enough how proud I am of, you know, I don't think I've had more listeners on. I mean, we're pushing, I don't know, 30 some live listeners right now. This show has grown. And I know I talk about my father a lot, and at the Tiki Hut retreat, you're going to see some amazing teachable moments. But one of the things my father told me when I was growing up, he's a legendary coach, football coach, and to me, a legendary father. He told me, son, if you really want to be successful in life, I want you to understand one of your greatest gifts, watch this, is that you are coachable. I didn't even really understand what that meant when he was talking to me. It's like, okay, Dad. But the way he postured it through time and reminded me, one of your greatest gifts is that you are coachable. Now, I want you to understand that at the age of 10, 11, 12, or whenever he told me that, I don't know how coachable I really was. I don't know that I was even aware of being taught or coachable. But it begged me to remember this comment, and it begged me to say, wow, my dad said I'm coachable. That's a good thing. My dad wants me coachable. You see what I'm saying? He didn't put me over in the corner and say, what the hell is wrong with you, child? Why are you in trouble in school? Why are you getting in timeout? Why are you getting detention? Why are you fighting with other boys on the recess ground? Why he just didn't do that, He said, son, one of your greatest gifts is that you're coachable. Right? And so he was telling me I needed to be more coachable. He was telling me The part of my problem is that I'm not as coachable as I should be, but there's hope for me to be coachable, because if my father said to be coachable was a gift, I wanted that gift. I wanted his approval. I wanted to be in the circles with that man. I mean, after all, he was a great coach, and all the players pretty much liked him most of the time. But the community loved him for his coaching prowess. And if he said, "I'm coachable," I better get coachable. If I'm not coachable, I better understand. And so I really want to pass that message on to you. I need you to be motivatable. I want you to motivate yourself. I want you to look for motivation. I want you to have attitude in bad times. And of course, I'm not going to have to coach you up in good times unless you're just stupid and arrogant and not giving, not considerate, not merciful, not graceful. I mean, if you hit the lottery, you better find a way to give some of it away. You better not be a jerk. Go put it away somewhere like that. But listen, you can have great attitude when you got great things. But at the end of the day, I want you to understand attitudes for the times that aren't good. I can coach you on that, but you know better. But the thing I really want to touch on today as I close this show out, man, my dad said, "You are coachable." When in fact, I really wasn't coachable at the moment. I needed coaching. He was coaching me by telling me I am coachable, right? Aspire to be coachable, be teachable. So you can call this Matt or you can call this Mac. But I want you to know that I've got great friends in this world that take it to the mat. I've got great business people, great business clients, right? I've got a lot going on, and I see people taking it to the mat in my coaching. I see people taking it to the mat at the Tiki Hut. Some 40 of you. This is going to be a great time. I'm super excited, and we're going to be announcing our next Tiki Hut soon. But I want you to understand that I want you to take it to the mat. I want you to understand that it's time for us to take it to the mat. I think it's time for us to understand that our life is about taking things to the mat, right? I think it's important that all these things do what they're supposed to do. And I wanted to wrap it up by today by telling you that I'm an encourager. My job is to love you. My job is to encourage you. My job is to inspire you. My job is to make you aware of these things. You know, my job is to help you become able to motivate yourself. My job is to help you understand when attitude is necessary, right? My job is to make you understand that you need to be teachable. You need to be coachable. You need to be willing to learn new things. You need to be willing. Listen, I demonstrated this week that I have my own coaches. I aspire to be your coach. I aspire to be America's coach. I believe I can be that person. I'm on my way. Salem Media is endorsing me. We're going out there. I'm going to be with my good friend Sebastian this Saturday. I'm going to be on the Battleground Tour in, I think, October. I'm going to be in Cancun in September, speaking to coaches from all over the country. Battleground in Tampa. I'm going to be with Sebastian Gorka, Dennis Prager, and my good friend Mike Gallagher and myself, the four of us on stage together. And I'm going to be smoking Corona cigars in Sarasota with Sebastian again. I mean, listen, I take it to the mat, and I want to take you to the mat with me. I want to motivate you. I want to help your attitude, and I want you to be teachable and coachable. All right, my friends, I want you to remember to be, do, and think differently. Be, do, and think differently. Let's get out there. Let's get it done. It's been a great 30 minutes this morning, and I think you guys are amazing. Tomorrow, we're going to knock it out of the park, and we're going to take it home. I can't wait to talk to you with Gary Arblaster. He's going to talk about us about Financial 41. He's going to tell us how he took it to the mat. He's going to tell us how the coaching and Wire Differently has affected him in his life. Just a lot of great things. So everybody, have a great day. I love you. I want to be a part of your life. and let's get it on like Donkey Kong and let it rip like potato chip. All right. Have a great day. God bless you. God bless you.